Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I want to continue on with my Best of 2024 series. We are finally nearing the end of this series, but there's a couple more videos left here. And in today's video, I want to tackle my makeup favorites from 2024. The makeup category has really kind of been an interesting one for me for, I would say, the last 5 or 6 years, because I feel like I have personally pulled back significantly in terms of the amount of makeup that I was purchasing. When I first started my channel here on YouTube back in 2010, the beauty community was just kind of starting to get going. And before I even started sharing my own videos, you know, I would watch a lot of other content creators. Emily Noel was actually one of the first people that I subscribed to here on YouTube and whose videos I would watch very regularly. And, you know, it kind of spiraled after that, where a lot more beauty creators were coming into the space here and sharing, you know, their love of makeup, sharing their artistry. And that was something that really kind of spoke to me. I always have been a huge fan of makeup myself. I can remember being a very little girl growing up in the 80s, and I would look at older women who wore makeup, and I just always admired how creative it was in a lot of ways. The 80s were definitely a time of really vibrant, bright makeup looks. And at that time, that just really spoke to me. When I saw a woman with like blue and purple eyeshadow and like a hot pink pop of color on her cheeks and maybe a beautiful fuchsia on her lips, that was the epitome of like beauty and elegance to me as a kid. So very early on, I knew that I had a love of makeup. And once my mom started to allow me to wear makeup when I got into middle school, my love of it just expanded even more. I used to just sit in front of a mirror and put makeup on. I would hate the way that it looked. I would wash it off and I would do it again. And I would do that until I loved what I created on my face. And that was literally how I got, you know, into makeup, was just playing with it and testing it and seeing what I liked, seeing what I didn't like, trying different color combinations. It just made me so happy, right? So when I got this channel here, I got really excited about other people sharing a lot of these new releases. I would constantly find myself on you know, the Sephora website, or I would pop into Ulta or Sephora or even the drugstore. And I would basically purchase everything that was new, that was exciting, that I thought would be fun to share here on my channel. And the end result of that was that I built a makeup collection that was pretty extensive. And extensive to the point where it started to overwhelm me. I had filled up this entire Alex 9 drawer that I have to my right here. I also have an Alex 5 drawer to my left. And both of these were jam-packed full of makeup. Now, over the years, I have definitely decluttered a lot of my makeup. A lot of those declutter videos are here on my channel. And when I look back at those, it kind of drives me nuts, the amount of money that I spent and then ended up either gifting away or having to throw into the trash because makeup doesn't last forever. So I made the decision several years ago to really rein in my makeup spending because, one, I already had a lot of makeup. I just really started taking good care of the makeup that I already had, making sure to disinfect it, to look at it regularly and declutter things that I didn't love or use anymore. And while I now still am pretty reserved when it comes to makeup spending, I think that that is a much better approach for me at this point in time. Do I still love makeup? Yes. Listen, you guys, I wear it every single day. If I'm not feeling like absolute hot garbage, I put makeup on my face whether I leave the house or not. It is just a part of what makes me feel complete, I guess, in a weird way. It just helps me feel my best, right? Like when I look in the mirror and I see a polished, everyday, just easy makeup look, it just makes me happy to know that I took the time to do that for myself. And now when I look in the mirror, I see, you know, something that I'm happy with. Am I happy with my face without makeup? Yes, 100%. Listen, you guys have seen me here on my channel without makeup many times. Obviously I'm on here usually wearing it, but I've shared tutorials, I have shared skincare videos where I'm barefaced. I don't think I have an ugly face. I think my face is just fine, but I do like to play up my features that I really like about myself with my makeup. So I really love my eyes. I also think that I have a very nice smile. So for me, kind of accentuating those two areas have been what, you know, I have tried to kind of focus on. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of a little bit about my makeup story. I wanted to share a little bit about that because honestly, listen, you guys, I did not buy that much new makeup last year. Some of what I'm sharing here has been a favorite of mine for many years, and this is definitely true for a lot of the different categories that I've shared here. You know, there's always something new that is fabulous and exciting and ends up becoming a favorite, but there are also things in my collection that you literally would need to pry out of my cold, dead hands. So I've got a couple of those items here, and I did have a few new things that I did incorporate into my existing collection over here in the Alex 9 drawer. So let's go ahead and dig into it, you guys. I'll go ahead and link everything in the description box down below. If you want to go check out any of these things yourself, feel free to do so, but let's dig in. All right, first thing that I want to mention is my foundation, which this is not going to be a surprise to any of you. I am still using and loving Laura Geller Balance and Brighten after all of these years. I remember buying this off of QVC. I remember buying this from, where was Laura Geller? Was she was either at Sephora or Ulta at one point, so I would purchase it there. At this point, she's still on QVC, and she also has her own website. You can also sometimes find the products on her Amazon store as well. But I personally prefer to usually purchase from the Laura Geller website because they're always having a sale. Sometimes that makes me a little bit nervous because I'm like, wait, are you going out of business? Please don't go out of business. You can't. Like, Laura Geller has some of my favorite like powder type products. I'm going to be sharing a blush from Laura Geller as well, but this Balance and Brighten powder foundation in the shade Fair has been a go-to for me for many years. And if you've been here for a number of years, you already know that. This is not going to be a surprise to you. I still love it. This product actually starts its life out as a cream that is then piped, I guess you could say, onto these, I believe they're called Good Days. So it's like a clay, it's like a little clay pan. And when you hit pan on this, it'll kind of look like there's still product there, but there isn't. Like once you're not getting anything on your brush anymore, it's not that you've hit hard pan, it means that you've actually finished the powder. So I've seen some people leave that comment on some videos, and I've always been like, no, like you finished it, you did it, you finished the product. So if you liked it, go buy another one. There's nothing else that you can get out of this. You guys, this is fabulous because it starts its life out as a cream. I do think it just blends a lot more beautifully and easily into the skin. It gives me the most beautiful, like, demi-matte finish to my more oily skin type. And it just lasts all day. I love it. It's fantastic. And if you've never tried it, as long as you don't have dry skin, as long as you don't, you know, have skin that is sensitive to talc, I do believe that there is talc in here, so do be aware of that. But as long as you are not in either of those two camps, I think this is an absolutely fantastic product that is worth trying. I just cannot speak highly enough of it. While we're discussing Laura Geller, I also love her blush line. She makes beautiful, beautiful blushes. My all-time favorite shade from her is actually her Dreamsicle shade. Let's see if I have it right here. I never took this out after the summer was over. I usually like this one in the summer months. Now, you can't actually get this one anymore, but this gorgeous peachy pink is one of my favorites during the summer. I just adore it. But I actually purchased this new shade last year, and you guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful, like kind of raspberry mauve type shade. This is the Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten in the shade Raspberry. This has a matte finish and it is gorgeous. Wait until you see all of these swirls of color in here. This is what's gonna give you that really unique, interesting color when these all blend together. It is just, man, it is beautiful. Just really natural, a great everyday shade for me personally. I obviously have quite a fair skin color here, so this one works great for me. I do find that these Laura Geller products are also extremely buildable, so you can build this up very easily. But for me, just one swipe and then onto the cheeks is absolute perfection. This stays put all day long, all day. It does not fade. It does not get eaten up by my oil production. It just looks stunning all day long. So Laura Geller gets mentioned twice in this video here. Her products are fantastic, and it really bums me out that Laura Geller doesn't get more love here on YouTube, because she really does have a lot of great makeup products. Her eyeshadows are really good too, so definitely worth checking out. All right, let's get away from Laura Geller here. Now, these next two products, I am gonna consider like just both of them like together as one thing. And you could also actually add the powder as well, but I decided to pick a different powder to mention. So listen, if you have oily skin and you need a primer and a setting spray that works just incredibly well on your oily skin, you need to try the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Primer and the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Setting Spray. These two are a godsend for oily skin. I am telling you right now that once this next summer rolls around, if you've never tried these two and you suffer with excessive oil, especially during the summer months, this is the primer, this is the setting spray you need to try. They are fantastic. They will keep you looking matte, but it's a very comfortable matte experience. Like, this is not drying to the skin. I don't know what the magic is, but it just works at holding back that oil production. And honestly, I cannot say enough good things about either of these products. I'm actually pretty low on the primer, on actually the setting spray, so I'm gonna need to repurchase this before this summer rolls around. And this primer, I'm probably about halfway through this primer now, so I might have enough for this next summer, but I might also need to repurchase it, which would be completely fine. Amazing products, honestly, absolutely worth checking out. If you've never thought to look into Milk makeup for this Pore Eclipse line, do it. Okay, I could also definitely recommend the, I personally use the translucent, but there are a few different color shades available. There's a setting powder in this line as well. It's gorgeous. It will, again, keep your skin looking matte all day long. But the powder that I wanna mention from last year is actually from IT Cosmetics. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish Airbrush Powder in the shade Translucent. You guys, there is nothing like this powder to blur the look of my pores. When I put this on, so the way that I typically apply my setting powder might be a little bit different from how other people do it, but this is just what works for me. So first thing, after finishing my morning skincare routine, is to finish off, obviously, with my SPF. This is the one from Dermatology I've been using the most recently. I let that sit on my skin for about 15 minutes just to let it completely settle and dry down. And then I like to actually use the powder puff that came with this. Every once in a while, I will actually wash this just with some gentle soap and then let it dry because I feel kind of weird just, you know, it picks up a little bit of color from the SPF sometimes. So anyway, you can wash these very easily, but I like to just apply a little bit of this all over my face, press it into my skin before putting on my powder foundation. This, I think, is the key for me in terms of helping my powder foundation last longer into the day even. The Balance and Brighten on its own does quite well. I will say it does quite well on its own, but there's an absolute extension in terms of the additional wear time that I get from the Laura Geller when I use this powder first. Now, after I apply the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten, I might sometimes go back in and take a little bit more and then put that just on my cheeks, my nose, and this central forehead area here because that tends to be the oiliest areas on my face. So just a little bit more in those areas and my skin looks almost poreless. And listen, my skin's not poreless. I have enlarged pores on my cheeks, my nose, my forehead, and my chin. It's just my lot in life. Those are the genetics that I got. So, but this powder makes it look like my skin is almost flawless. It's magical. It's so lightweight. This has never clogged my pores. And yeah, and I actually got this on a pretty darn good deal because I purchased this at Ulta when they were doing one of their like savings events. So I think I got this for half off. I'm pretty sure it was half off. And at the same time, I also picked up the pressed version as well because once again, they were both 50% off. The pressed is great, but honestly, I think I prefer the loose. This is good for touch-ups, but I don't even feel like I necessarily need a touch-up when I use this. You gotta try it, it's so good. All right, just a couple more items here. I do wanna mention the product that I've now been using for several years and I repurchase over and over again whenever I run out of it. It is one of those boring products that most people are gonna be like, I'm not spending money on that. You might wanna consider it because there is no better contour powder that I've ever found in my life than the Kevyn Aucoin, the sculpting powder in the shade medium. I use it every single day to try to sculpt my cheeks a little bit. I also will run a little bit down the sides of my nose to slim my nose ever so slightly. I don't have an enormous nose or anything, but I feel like it makes my nose look a little bit more refined. I go through probably about 2 of these a year because I do, like I said, I do my makeup every day. So this one here, I've already hit pan on it. And do I have a backup? Hold on. Yes, I do, because once again, I will never be without this. Now for me, I also have the shade light because I know someone's gonna be like, why don't you use the shade light? That's the lightest. I don't actually like the light on me as much as I like the medium. So this is the shade difference between the light and the medium. I think the medium here is even more cool toned than the light is. So even though I've hit major pan on this and I probably will finish it at some point, I actually prefer the medium. If you are looking for the best sculpting shade ever, it is this one. Look no further. There's also a deep shade if you are much darker than I am. But I feel like the vast majority of people, as long as you don't have a really deep, dark skin tone, could probably use this medium. And again, maybe if you're super, super porcelain fair, the light's probably gonna be a better fit for you. But everyone else in between the two, I feel like can probably use the medium pretty safely. It stays put all day, it just looks like a natural shadow on your face and not like, I don't know. I see a lot of people using bronzer and like bronzer shouldn't necessarily be used to contour. You can use that to, you know, like tan up your face, if you will, but it's not actually meant to contour with. So use something like this. I'm telling you, it just looks so much more natural. All right, 2 more items. The first one, not gonna be a surprise. I talked about this so much, especially towards the last half of 2024. This is the Lawless Beauty. These are her lip balms. And I bought this in the shade Pink Marshmallow. I also now own it in a really pretty mauve shade called, what's this called? Whisper. But I started with Pink Marshmallow. I actually got this in a duo that also included the Forget the Lip Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. Stella actually gave this back to me because she said it was too sticky for her. And that's kind of what I thought about this gloss, is like, nice enough feeling, I guess, but it just, I don't know, it felt sticky on the lips and got stringy really quickly. So everyone seems to love this gloss, but I love the balm, you guys. If you are looking for a hydrating, smoothing, beautiful everyday lip balm, this is all that I have on my lips right now, is this Pink Marshmallow shade, which, by the way, this is all that I have left of it. Can you even see it? Like, it's kind of starting to scrape my lips when I'm applying it. Yeah. I can still kind of get it on there without scraping it across my lips, but I'm to the point now where I should actually probably be using a lip brush to get the rest of this product out. I'm telling you, it is fantastic. This is kind of the lip balm of my dreams. The Whisper shade, absolutely gorgeous. But if you're just looking for an everyday, like, you don't even need to look in the mirror type of color, this Pink Marshmallow is fabulous. All right, the one eyeshadow palette that I did buy last year, it was the Makeup by Mario. This is his Master Mattes, the Neutrals palette. I didn't need this. I have several of these shades already in several other palettes, but it's the fact that it's all curated into one palette that's really great to travel with that I think appeals to me about this one. Also, the formulation is fantastic. I'm gonna be heading to Vegas at the end of this month, and this is the palette that I'm bringing with me because it has all mattes, and that just kind of is what I'm gravitating towards right now. It has this beautiful, deep, dark, like carbon black color that I use as my eyeliner. The rest of these shades, so wearable, so blendable. Really a great neutral palette here. Not too warm, not too cool, literally right in the middle. And I think perfect for everyone. I adore this. This is great. Yeah, I didn't need it, but it was one that was definitely worth investing in for me personally. So anyway, love that, love it. I think it's fantastic and definitely worth checking out if you happen to be in the market for a new eyeshadow palette. But like I said, I personally have a lot of these other shades in some of my other palettes, but they're not all curated together, if that makes sense. So that one was worth it for me, and I've been enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep wearing it. Anyway, you guys, I would love to know what your makeup favorites were for 2024. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you're new, I would love it if you would take the time to subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for being here for this video. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to check out the description box if you want to check out any of these products yourself. I'll have them all linked down there. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.